Okay. Maybe. Possibly. Can you hear me? Yes. Can they hear you?
I'm hoping.
Yes, they can. All right. Hi, everybody. A great casual, totally normal, average, everyday show where your host, Stephen Me, is not totally sick. How are you doing today, my awesome co-host and partner in crime, Dev?
I'm doing all right. This is off. This is really off the cuff right now, ain't it?
Hmm?
You're really thrown off your game, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna eat my dinner. That's delicious. Okay, let's start this shit. I mean, unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
No, let's just get in. Let's
Okay.
go.
Let me actually preface this. I am sick. I got sick after last week's show. So, if I sound awful and I start coughing, that's why.
It's weird. Ever since you've seen Inside, you've been under the weather.
Pretty much. It was a little before Inside, but either way.
Well, we watched that last Monday.
Didn't we watch it on... I was already sick. I'm pretty sure we watched it like Tuesday or Wednesday.
No, I thought that was because we didn't do a show Tuesday.
Because
I
you
know we did it
slept.
Monday. We did it Monday because yes, because I slept. Because I had the day off after. Because I was like, we could do a couple things. We could either play a game or we could watch Inside.
I could just check whatever messages you sent me because you... I'm pretty sure you sent me a message. I know you definitely... No, okay, no, yeah.
You know
Inside
what?
I
We can
was
just
not
check.
sick for, and then I was sick for The Suicide Squad when we watched that together.
Yes.
That's why I was getting mixed up. My brain's all fooey. It's all gummed up with mucus.
Muckus.
Mucus. So yeah, this week I've decided to call it Explosive Personalities. With us reviewing
That's,
Gun... What?
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
that wasn't that bad, I thought. Couldn't think of anything else, so... So yeah, we're doing Gunpowder Milkshake, and then we're gonna wrap everything up after the Suicide Squad with the news and wrap up. So, yeah, we're in here. Let's get in here. We're Gunpowder Milkshake. Here we go. Boom, we're here. Talk about Gunpowder Milkshake. Sounds awful. Probably tastes awful.
Well, it was released July 14th, 2021, with a budget estimated of 30 million. This is rare that we get this.
Mm-hmm.
Gross worldwide, 698,000. Um, so take that as you will. Steven,
Yeah,
this movie is kind of just there, isn't it?
it's kind of just there. My I thought they were trying to have fun. That was my thought. And don't get me wrong, I think so. Strangely enough, this is a star-studded cast. But my
Yes.
biggest complaint is Karen Gillan. I feel like she
She
should not have taken this lead role.
she feels like a less fun Nebula.
A much less fun Nebula. There's no reason for this character to be so dry and so boring.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just awful. And like Karen Gillan doesn't sell it either. It almost seems like I mean, it's probably not her fault at all. It's could honestly just be the script, but if that was it was just so bad. I hated the character of Sam. I really did not like Sam. But then once we go past that, we have Scarlet played by Lena Headey. Headey? I don't know.
Cersei.
Yeah, Cersei Lannister. So we know she's good at acting, and her role was minimal, but what she was in was okay. We have Carla Gugino.
She was in the Watchmen. Um, she's been in some of Snyder's stuff.
She played Madeline. She was cute and adorable and fun. We have Michelle Yeoh.
Yo.
Yeah, and I know her from Star Trek. She was great in that show, and Joanna Bobbin plays Rose. We have young Sam in this, but they're not really important.
They're from the one with the Batista in it.
Freya Allen.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, young Sam. Sorry, I thought you were. Sorry, I was thinking of Emily. Right? Isn't that the girl's name? Is that the little girl's name, Emily?
Little girls, I can't remember. I don't. Funny how we don't see her. IMDb.
It's not even. It's in order of appearance. Yeah, Shiloh Coleman.
Yeah.
My spy.
Isn't that Chloe Coleman?
Chloe,
Where'd you get
whatever.
Shiloh?
There's similar letters.
Okay.
I'm dyslexic as shit. Fuck off.
I'll let
They
it
are
go.
similar level. They are similar letters.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let it go. I'm not gonna.
My brain mixed it up. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll let you sit with that one. You've embarrassed yourself enough.
You fuck yourself. I'm sorry. My brain mixes it up occasionally. My fucking bad.
No worries. Like she was adorable, and had some fun moments in there. Let's see. Like honestly, this movie had some pretty interesting characters. I thought the cinematography was pretty fun. I liked the design, the like the color stuff, because I like this is definitely what you a neon bar. So I felt that they did pretty good for like the lighting and the style, but I felt it was I felt I was not spoiled enough with the cinematography when it came to the action. I didn't like Sam. I hate that some of these characters don't even have names. Um, Fuck. I mean, this movie just kind of exists for me.
Yeah. That, like, I don't have much to say beyond what you've said because, like, it's just kind of there. Like, it doesn't really do anything.
Mhm. And like, I had this debate a little bit with my stepmom this morning, where I had a brief moment where I wanted to complain about like female-led movies in the action genre, at least, because it's not often that you get an action film with a female lead who is by herself. You'll often see like an action movie with one male lead and maybe like one or two friends. But when it comes to like female action films, you have like Charlie's Angels, which has a group of women. There's this movie, which has a group of women, and Ocean's 8, which has a group of women. Like the Ghostbusters with the all-female remake, a group. Like it's never just one individual woman to take the screen, unless it's like Anna or maybe Black Widow. Maybe Captain Marvel could count in this aspect. Uh, Atomic Blonde, but it just feels like they're a little pandering to like, oh, we made an all-female cast and they take on an all-male organization. Ooh.
Yeah. I feel like we keep running into that. It feels so. Who directed Gunpowder Milkshake?
Nevo
You know
Papushano.
what? That doesn't surprise me because it feels like a male feminist's attempt at female power movie.
I mean, this writer hasn't done much. This was the third movie he's ever written, the fifth movie he's ever directed. Sorry, fourth movie. So, this is an up and comer here. in the directing world. And
Yeah.
like the color in the action cinematography was fine, but this writing was pretty bad.
Yeah. That's the best way to put it. Like it's very dry.
Mm-hmm. And the whole thing, it's all because of that Sam character. Like, Sam needs to be a little more charismatic or something. A little bit more than just the angry, reclusive person that she is. And the only time that I liked the character of Sam or Karen Gillan for it's just in this instance, because sadly they're linked in this movie. They're one and the same. I only liked her when she was directly interacting with one of the other female leads. Like when she was interacting with the little girl Emily, or when she was interacting with the ants. Like, that was when she was at her best. And there just wasn't enough of that.
And the problem too is like she's great in other things, and it just feels like she's very underutilized in this
Mm-hmm.
for a lead role. Like, she shouldn't feel underutilized as being arguably one of the biggest faces out there right now because of Marvel. Like, Marvel gets people to be the big face.
I mean, Doctor Who didn't hurt.
Oh no, no! I'm
5
not
seasons
saying
of
it
being
didn't.
on Doctor Who. But yeah, it's just Nebula is a much better character than Sam. And if you really think about it, they're kind of the same character. If you simplify it a bit, but you get the idea.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So, I mean, I haven't got much else to say. Have you got much to say?
No, there's not much for me to say on this.
Okay. So here's your 10 popcorn kernels, Dev. What did you
I'm
think
just
of
giving it a standard 5.
Standard 5? That's where I'm at too. Just a nice middle of the road standard 5. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right.
now we're moving on to the main reason why Dev's here.
What's up?
That's why everyone's here, really. We're going to start talking about the Suicide Squad.
Released August 16th, 2021 on HBO Max and in cinemas. Well, actually no, it was on in August. We watched it August 4th actually. Right? Wasn't it Wednesday that we watched it?
Mm-hmm.
And we watched a lot this last week.
Welcome.
With a budget of 185 million. Gross US and Canada so far at 26 million, worldwide at 71 million. So a lot of people are already doing the whole, oh, it's not making that much in the box office. I'm sorry, it's the dual release right now. HBO is gonna, Warner Brothers is gonna hurt itself this year.
Mm-hmm. But hey, at least the stars in the Warner Brothers side aren't suing the company that's releasing at a joint release schedule. Like,
Yeah.
apparently there's something contractually there that isn't there in the Disney side, so look at that. But this movie, if I like, this is how you freaking do the Suicide Squad.
This is how you do DC.
This was great. This was by far my favorite DC movie that has come out. Like, hands down.
So can we just start with the list then?
But at the top.
At the top list. So by default, I'm just gonna read off the list now. All right.
Like,
I figured that's where it was gonna go.
There's no debate.
but
Like, come on, man.
I figured there wouldn't be a debate. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't gonna be a conversation about it before we do it. So, new Suicide Squad list, or new DCEU list, with number 1 being The Suicide Squad, number 2 being Shazam, number 3 Wonder Woman, number 4 The Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, Number 5, Man of Steel. Number 6, Aquaman. Number 7, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Number 8, Wonder Woman, 1984. Number 9, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Cut. Number 10, Justice League. Number 11, Suicide Squad.
So funny. They go from the worst film to the best film.
You really do, don't they?
Mm-hmm. But it's only because all those middle films that we hit are just that, very middling. They're like, they exist.
They are degreeing the measures of middle.
Mm-hmm.
We have, like, I will say the top 4, I think, are good movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think from Birds of Prey up are good movies. You have Birds of Prey, which I think it should be our number 2, but I will contest that it is not our number 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I will stand by that it has the strongest villain, the strongest everything in it, and the strongest well-rounded movie before Suicide Squad. We have Wonder Woman, which is a really good movie outside of its third act villain bullshit. And Shazam is just a really fun time. They're all good movies. Man of Steel and below could be argued as entertaining to just bad.
Yeah.
Like, Aquaman is a fucking riot. It's not good.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you really think about it. I mean, how are you going to progress this story? Oh my god! 4 explosions to progress the scenes.
And we already have heard Mike complain about Man of Steel. The fact that it does, we don't even have to wait on our, like, that. Just watch this movie.
It's good.
Like, if you like DC, it's what DC needs to do. They did justice to pretty much every single character in this.
Yes.
Like, straight up. Everyone felt like themselves. And it was fantastic. Also,
I especially like the adaptations that he could make. Like, they gave him obscure characters that he could do anything he wanted with. He could make them seem far more badass. So many good
D-listers.
Mm-hmm.
He had good D-listers and good B to A-listers.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, like Harley and King Shark, I would put as King Shark's a B-lister now.
Now.
Before this, he was.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the Harley Quinn show, and the animated DC movies. He had moved up in popularity. Bloodsport, Polka Dot Man, Ratcatcher 2, Peacemaker, fucking D-list.
Yeah, but at me, like, think about this though. Bloodsport. Yeah, Bloodsport is a Superman villain. He's not even like a Batman villain or like just a regular.
He shot Superman.
Yeah, with a kryptonite bullet. Like, that's fucking intense.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy who did Batman's plan.
He's the one who actually followed through.
Yeah.
But just enjoyed this movie a lot.
Oh yeah, dude. It was great.
If I have to make one comparison, like, Shazam is our number 2 in our list. And for me, the reason why it was number 2 is a lot of my problem was it has very conflicting tone throughout the film. Like, yes, it's funny and zany and goofy, and then there's like a horror scene, and then there's like a very poorly
that fucking scene in the office.
Yeah, it's like, it's so thematically, like, tonally weird throughout that movie. And in this one, it had, like, it's definitely funny, it's definitely gory, but it all feels like the Suicide Squad. It is funny, it's entertaining, the action is fun, the cinematography is great. There's one moment that I complained about while we were watching it, but it's still a really good scene. Like, there's a lot to like in this movie.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot to dislike too. Like, for instance, one instance that I have is we get to see, I'm not going to say who, but we get to see a lot of people die. And it's awesome. That's what I want from the Suicide Squad. But then we also have plot armor moments.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But like,
so heavy. It's like, I'm not moving and I'm hanging off the edge of a building and there's an army shooting at me. But I'm fine.
He's got armor.
There's doors closing in front of me. But bullets are spraying everywhere except for where I am in the middle of this door that's closing. Like,
comic out of comics, Steven.
Exactly.
You gotta give leeway for it. Because if we don't, then we just end up with everyone dead. And that's no fun.
That's exactly
This movie,
what I want.
No, it's not, and you know it. You want good characters to survive, so that when they do die, you feel it. This movie is so good at just making you care about characters that you have no reason to care about.
Yeah.
Also, like, I never in a million years would have cared about fucking Polka Dot Man.
Mm-hmm.
But now I care about Polka Dot Man, who
he was
is
one of my
a delight.
His scenes were one of my almost always my favorite scenes in this movie.
Everywhere.
Yes, it's great. That gimmick is amazing. The
Fantastic. Also, because he's in the trailers, or they are in the trailers. Starts with an S. Can I talk about it a little bit before spoilers?
You're talking about long white hair?
Well, no. You know what? I'll talk about it in code. Project Starfish is done perfectly.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah. I love how like it's both adorably silly but also freaking menacing.
It's straight out of the comics too. The design is literally like you went, all right, James Gunn is like, oh, here's the comic page. Like one of those videos where the dude does the poof, and it comes out. That's all he did. That is all James Gunn did to create this. And I'm like, this is perfect. This is how you adapt a not easy character to adapt from comics. Like Project Starfish is not easy to adapt from the comics. It's a complex thing. And they fucking nailed it.
Yeah, it was great.
Like, it's a perfect adaptation to be able to fit into the reality that we understand this world to be. And it fits.
It's
Just aces. 100%. This movie just does... This is proof that, like, DC doesn't need to be the Dark Knight trilogy.
That's true.
Arguably the worst thing to happen to DC. I hate saying it because they are great movies.
They're fantastic movies, but they set the tone.
Thing to happen to DC, because ever since then we've been chasing this fucking high of, well, the Dark Knight trilogy did it, so now we have to do it this way because it succeeded, so we will succeed this way. But you won't. You haven't, and this is proof of it because you will succeed because everyone loves this movie. I haven't seen a single person go put the movie worse than a I didn't get it. I didn't enjoy it as much. That is the worst review I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Isn't not for me.
One of the things that I love about this movie too is their use of music in so many different ways. Where it goes, I remember this word now, diegetic. That it's when the music comes from within the scene, and like they use that a lot in the movie where it's you can hear the music everywhere. It's just part of the movie. And then it's like they're in their own reality. And then once they break that reality, and this is multiple characters by the way, once they break that reality, it goes into diegetic music where the music is in the world rather than being a part of the soundtrack and part of the movie. So then they're like in reality again rather than in their fantasy. It's fun. They do that a couple of times very successfully, I feel. They tell a lot of visual poetry with how things begin and end with characters, and
yeah,
just good. You have, I mean, for me, my new favorite character has to be Polka Dot Man.
I'm gonna be a sucker for him, no matter what. Nom nom.
Nanaue.
Stay off the comms. Bird.
But yeah. But
Fuck.
yeah, yeah, that was the best. This is not a kids movie. With, as you can tell, it's an R rating.
Yeah, it's a hard R.
It's a hard R for
It's
sure.
got that R.
But God, it has some of the
has,
best visuals because of it too.
dude. It's shown a little bit in the trailer, the Harley Quinn scene, but when you watch the Harley Quinn scene in the movie, dude, it's the best Harley Quinn scene so far, in my opinion. I like it more.
I know you like
visually.
it more. I liked this Birds of Prey scene a lot more than this one. Especially because all the fun visuals we got were because of the weapon she used. Rather, in this, it's just because she's crazy.
Well, we also got some cool like visuals from the weapons that she used, including what we'll get into spoilers. But
I mean, you're not wrong.
also, I like seeing, because the comparison between the two is that one has a little bit more. This one's more hand to hand. That one's a little bit more weapon play, and I think I found the hand to hand more entertaining for me.
You mean you don't like Gun Fu?
Oh, I love Gun Fu. Come on, man. I'm a John Wick fan. The fuck you talking about here? Come on.
Like, it's definitely cool, but like with this hand-to-hand scene that they had, I wanted it to be longer takes. Like, I wanted them almost to do like the Hunt Showdown, the one corridor as they're fighting through it, the one take. Like, that would have been so cool to see.
Maybe, but like, I still loved it. Okay. I don't know if I'd love it as much. I love how, because like because James Gunn got to edit it this way. If that makes sense. One thing I do appreciate that about this movie too is it doesn't rely on Harley and Rick. Not that that's like not that it would have been a bad movie if it had. Don't get me wrong. Did you drop food?
I dropped my last bite of food.
That's always the worst.
It's like, oh, this is gonna be the no. You can keep talking while I clean this up.
The fact of the matter is, like, they could have easily have relied on Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn because she's well established. She's great in the role. She's a perfect casting.
Yeah, absolutely
for a character.
Perfect casting.
Like, and we talked about it from when we watched Suicide Squad 1, that we're like, she's not bad in the role. And then she's just grown into it more and more each movie she's in.
Yeah.
They could have easily made her the center of this.
She needs her own show at this point. Like, she's the best,
dude.
Like, she's the best actress selected for that character in like all of DC so far. Like, I can't think of a better.
The only person who is, and I can't even say it's close, but is like within ballpark.
Joe as Slade.
No, because he looks fucking ridiculous with like the fake like colored hair. Actually, it was Henry Cavill. Because he's a really,
except he doesn't do Superman things.
That's not his fault. Okay, that is directing. that is Snyder's fault. That's not Cavill's fault. Because when we get the Superman moments with Cavill, they are fantastic Superman moments. And I'm sorry, I gotta always go back to I'm a big fan of Justice. All right, I'm a fan of Justice. Fan of the truth too. Bam! So fucking cheesy, but it's so Superman. Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn, as Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Like,
I do like Idris Elba too. Like, he played a pretty. I mean, I don't know who Bloodsport is, but I like
Steven. He's a D-lister. It doesn't matter what he was before. This is who he is now.
This is who he is now.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Another character that I didn't think I'd love as much as I did, TDK. That was the best. I think my third favorite was probably Weasel, though.
Weasel's great.
Yeah, Weasel is pretty great.
I can't wait to talk about spoilers about Weasel.
So yeah, like those are my
Uh,
three favorite characters.
Also, and I watched kind of funny's review about this movie, and they brought up a fantastic point. This is how you use John Cena.
Yeah, this was
Make him
probably
play a move. Make him play a character. If you're gonna make him play a character straight edge, make it funny. Because John Cena can make a straight edge character hilarious and work. Because he's a genuinely good actor. Like,
I
and this is proof.
I think my favorite lines of his is like, "I do anything for peace, including killing women and children." It's like something along those lines, but it's his delivery and his like charisma as he does it that makes it like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
It's just
Straight up.
mhm.
He's so good at it. Like, he's just, this is what Fast and Furious did wrong. Like, this is what it needed. Like, John Cena doesn't need to be the villainous, like, straight edge, no humor, no emotion character. Like, if he's gonna be emotionless, you need to make it funny.
Mhm.
Because it does, like, not to say he can't act that way, it just doesn't work in the world of Fast and Furious. It works perfectly in Suicide Squad because it's played for comedy. And he's really good at it.
Absolutely. Trying to think. I love also like all the cameos and stuff that happened in this movie, or like for instance, I didn't know this. But I found this out in a review I watched. The doctor who implants the chips is the writer of the Suicide Squad comic.
Yep.
That's awesome. Like that is so cool to see.
He's the one who is known for this group of Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm. That was really cool. And there's
mean,
plenty
it's
of others.
perfectly
Like
done.
there are characters who have like one or two lines who are actual bad guys that we could, if you like look at their tattoos, you're like, oh, that's that guy.
Man's there.
Exactly. That was the one I was thinking of. I just couldn't remember his name.
I saw the tattoo and I'm like, Calendar
Yeah.
Man? What? Really? We're getting Calendar Man live action? That's, God damn it! Why did we give Zack Snyder so much power? Could you imagine? We could have gotten that Calendar Man with Batfleck. It would have been fantastic. Oh man. Oh. There's so many things that I wish we could have gotten with that. Like, again, because like the original cast for fucking Justice League isn't bad. It's just underutilized.
Poorly edited.
And written.
Yeah. Just anything that Snyder
Look
had.
at you, Snyder Cut.
Yeah. Did Snyder had a hand in that? Oh, that was bad too.
Listen, I mean, I've made it clear I'm not a fan of the Snyder Cut.
But it's better than the Whedon cut.
I mean, it is.
They're all just bad movies.
They
But this is not a bad movie. It has a bunch of great moments, has a bunch of great actors. Literally some of the best actors.
Peter Capaldi is in this movie.
Yeah, Peter Capaldi.
And he is a fucking treat.
I loved Amanda Waller, like Viola Davis.
Oh yeah, no, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
She's one of like the things. Her, like, they brought back the right people for this movie from the last one. They brought back Jai Courtney, Viola Davis, Joel Kinnaman, and Margot Robbie, who all fit their roles perfectly from the first one.
Apparently, too, like Idris Elba was gonna take over Will Smith's role, but he didn't feel comfortable doing that, so that's why they eventually gave him Bloodsport over Deadshot.
Good pick. Good pick. Bloodsport is better for him, in my opinion.
But they're
also,
the same powers. I'm just kidding.
I like how they make that joke.
Yeah, that was
It's a
funny.
good joke.
That was literally the first joke that they made about casting. They're like, each one of you is selected for your special talents. You're the shooter. Meet this new guy. He's also a shooter. Wait a second. Like, that was literally the first joke that they make in this movie.
Yep. Well, not quite, because we did. That's the first joke we get when we get the Suicide Squad. right? We'll get
Yeah.
into it during
Yeah.
spoilers.
Yeah. Which, by the way, another reason, if you really think about this, why you should never watch trailers, because I went back and I watched a trailer for this movie. This trailer spoils at least who's where.
Yes, but we didn't know offhand.
Yeah, but you don't know, but you can, whatever. Reasons why to not watch trailers.
We'll talk more about trailers later.
Yes, we will. So I guess, I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Watch this fucking movie. Like, my God. Make sure DC knows that they did something right here, please. For the love of God. Make sure they know. Because I'm so tired of them not knowing that
This is how they
what to do.
This is how you do it, DC.
Please, this is how you do it, DC. Please give directors with creative ideas control. Stop trying to studio mandate. Do what I'm not saying do what Marvel does in the sense of like mimicking their style. I'm saying do what Marvel does with their ability to let directors do things.
It's funny you say that because it wasn't until very recently that they started letting directors do it.
And Phase 3 was what, Steven?
It was good.
The fucking best.
Yeah. Like, Marvel is very well known for not letting people do things because it's Disney. Disney won't let people do things. So,
true.
A lot of people are actually praising DC because DC has given a lot more creative control than Disney has over the years.
That's fair. I guess give the right people keys is what I'll say.
Yeah.
I guess the world could exist with a Snyder and a Gunn versions of DC movies, okay? Don't get me wrong. But give them the right properties.
Uh-huh.
Snyder
did not deserve Justice League.
No. He should not have gotten Superman to start with.
Like when I think Zack Snyder,
oh, I hate where my brain just went with who.
I would think Flash.
Really?
Zack Snyder loves using slow motion takes. And
oh, actually, you're right. Okay, that's better than my thought.
What was yours?
I don't want to say.
Okay, it's fine. Like, I think Snyder could have done a decent
give you
Flash.
one guess.
Harley Quinn. I don't know.
No. Batman.
Okay. I had a feeling that was my first thought too. I was like, no, I don't want him to do
That's
Batman.
exactly, but my brain couldn't get past it. Batman. I'm like, no, not Batman. Batman. I'm like, stop.
Yeah, my first thought was Batman. I was like, no, and I went Flash.
Flash actually a good pick. Because yeah, like obviously, like we're getting good DC movies with this, with Birds of Prey, Shazam being as unique as it was. Shazam like was really good. Wonder Woman is really good. I can't say Wonder Woman is the Wonder Woman's sequel. I think taints Wonder Woman a little bit for me in my brain, but like as on its own, it's good. That was a little unfair to the movie, but like I'm sorry. You had a sequel; it's connected. If anything, this movie makes not to say it's a good movie. It's still the worst DC movie and arguably one of the worst movies that we have watched on this channel. But this movie slightly improves being able to watch Suicide Squad.
I mean, I'm just gonna imagine Suicide Squad never. And that's kind of how they treat it in this movie. Like it's they address a little bit between the characters that have gone on a journey before, that they've kind of done this before.
Yes.
But they don't exactly reference it, which thing it is. So theoretically, we could have another Suicide Squad movie that takes place before this movie, but after the first movie, with some of the similar cast. And it all makes sense still. Your battery died, didn't it?
Yeah, that did.
We're both having hard times here.
Yeah. It looks fine enough as is.
Yeah, you're just pretty siffy.
Welcome to the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
We don't like that term. We find it degrading.
Trying to think if there's anything else that I specifically want to talk. Not really. I would have preferred to have Peter Capaldi's character, the Thinker, do a little bit more, but his brain is good. I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's the Thinker.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, I don't know if
it's you look
literally that is literally what he is.
Yeah.
He brain good.
He brain good. It's just that like you kind of look at the promotional images that involve Peter Capaldi, and it kind of makes you think he'll have like electricity as part of his power set. But no.
Kind of depends on which version you're going for.
Did he in the comics?
He is sometimes.
At some point?
Depends. Well, it depends on if he's stealing powers or not.
To say, even in this one, like both of the the promotional images that I saw were like electrical imagery stuff. I mean, I didn't put it on the stream. That's 3 I've seen now. Oh, fuck it. It's either way. That's why you don't look at promotional images. I'm just kidding.
You're just against everything that like could get anyone hyped for anything.
Sometimes you don't need to be hype.
I like being hype though. I like the hype.
I am the hype.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I haven't got much else specifically that I want to talk about.
All right, then I'm going to give you your popcorns.
Give
me 8.5.
I'm giving this movie I think an 8, honestly.
Okay, I'll take it. I'm giving it a 9 for like superhero reasons. Yeah. Like I enjoyed this more than Jungle Cruise, and I gave Jungle Cruise an 8.9. This is like, 8.5. This movie's just really fun, and like, this is the best DC has done. Like straight up, why is it gotta be this? That is the best DC's done. I don't know, but it is. So we've got to prove it to him that like, hey, this is good.
It's because of the director and the writer. It's James Gunn. It's because James Gunn has crafted how to make a good group movie over the years. And he actually spends the time to like look into the research and what's going on. Like, it is kind of funny to think about a lot of the movies that I've seen that James Gunn has been a part of. Like, for instance, I don't know, both the Scooby-Doo movies. We have the Suicide Squad. He's worked on the Guardians of the Galaxies. Like, let's see. He's done some of the really bad, funny movies, like Movie 43.
Oh God, that was him?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Movie 43.
Just, he's had some really bad moments, or at least helped in some really bad moments. But then also made some pretty good stuff. Yeah, I guess let's get in here. And no questions in chat.
Let's get ready to spoiler!
Starro was perfect.
Starro. I really did like Starro. I think my favorite thing about him is just how vibrant and colorful he was and just like how when he's moving around, he is non-threatening at all. He'll take a step, he jiggles, he looks like he's fun, he waddles around like a toddler and sometimes does somersaults, and then he'll destroy buildings and release hundreds of thousands of mind-slaving baby Starros.
That are pathetic when they don't attach to the face. I love that.
Yeah, they just
that is the perfect way to make it so that Starro doesn't feel like an unrelenting force.
Mm-hmm.
That his is children get one shot.
I did think that was funny though, how some of them were like very easily just like, no, just go. Like King Shark, for instance. Anytime he had to interact with them, he's like, my face is too big. Just get off me. Dumb. And then some of them would wear masks and stuff, but that was fun. That was pretty good. I especially liked how like ominous and creepy it was before we got to like get into the room. Like, and as I said, like even though that this movie has a lot of tonal changes, it doesn't feel out of place. Like it has creepy, ominous moments. It has gory action scenes. It has funny montage moments. Like, I love the competition that goes on between Peacekeeper and Bloodsport. Like, especially that stupid fucking joke about the smaller bullets. It's not how bullets work, but fuck it. One will shoot the other because my bullets are smaller than yours.
Yeah. And it's such a good, like, callback through the film.
Yeah.
Like, that's the perfect part about it. Like, that, like, smaller bullets. Like, with such a, like, moment of, you know, going, damn. Good. That's just good.
The
Also, the shoot off.
Yeah.
Or the kill off.
Yeah, the kill off of all of the innocent rebel bystanders.
Fucking knew it was happening. Like, I knew what was being set up there, and I loved every second of it knowing that.
It was great. It was fucking great. Just all the carnage. Like, that's non-lethal. That doesn't count. Exploding bullets. I need to be a show-off.
Like, dude, the fuck? He had a fucking morning star.
Like, so, let's actually, very quickly, talk about the beginning of the movie.
Oh, yes, let's do that.
Yeah, before we get into all the other fun stuff. So, the beginning of the movie, we're led to believe that we have our A Squad, our group of Suicide Squad members, Task Force X, that are going to be able to storm the beach and save the day, which consists of Harley Quinn, we have Colonel Rick Flag, we have Savant, we have TDK, we have Captain Boomerang, Javelin, Mongol, Blackguard, and Weasel.
Mongal.
My apologies. Mongal. Because Mongol is the male version.
Who is a real asshole to Superman.
Isn't that his father? Her father, I mean?
I think so.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're all in the A Squad. And
Oh, you forgot Blackguard.
Blackguard. No, I said Blackguard.
Did you say Blackguard?
Yeah, right before Weasel.
Oh, okay.
Right after Mongal. But you were focusing on her.
Oh, true. Did you say Javelin too? Yeah.
I did, yeah. I read it down off IMDb.
Oh, okay, cool.
The only one is Briscoe. No, he's just a person. Right? Briscoe. Who the hell is Briscoe? I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh, Briscoe.
I'm just making sure they didn't
miss.
anyone on this page.
So, they're our A Squad, and they land on the beach, and Weasel dies. Just right off the fucking bat. Because he can't swim.
And then my ass during our watch party goes, he's still alive. He'll get up later.
Yeah, it makes sense. It really wasn't a bad call to make.
I know. But it was one of those moments where I loved everyone else in the call except for you going, no, he's not. He's dead. and me going,
yeah.
oh, so you think.
Yeah, or
so you think.
Yeah. And he comes to life at the very end. Post credit sequence. No, that was the mid credit sequence.
Mid credit.
Right?
Yeah, mid credit. My ass going, Weasel lives.
Which I loved how they set that up too, because it's on the full moon and like it's alluding to him being a werewolf, even though he's not. It's just, And it's hilarious that
Sean Gunn.
yeah,
Sean
Sean
Gunn is the
Gunn.
only person who can pull off the movement that Weasel does while moving. The
Yeah. Ah,
just the fuck. Oh man.
yeah. So Weasel dies off the bat just immediately, and then this is when we get all into the beach, and this is when Blackguard turns out to have told
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson,
It was
SNL
pretty
star.
funny so far.
Yeah. He walks out, and it turns out that he apparently sold out. I don't know how he did this from a maximum security prison. How did he do
Do
it?
you want to know what happened?
Sure, hit me.
Waller.
Waller.
All right. Do you want to hear my theory? That's not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure is the reasonable explanation.
I mean, it does make sense because it's literally later on because we have B Squad. B Squad's like, "What'd you do, Waller? Why is no one here?" It's distraction. Told you I'd handle it. Yeah. So
Waller sent essentially gave Blackguard a letter, acting as though she was the military on the island. Gave the military a letter being like, "Hey, there's going to be a group here,"
mm-hmm.
so that when Blackguard goes and sells them out, the Rick's not going to be any the wiser.
Yeah.
Because Rick is supposed to die during this.
Yeah, apparently. What a dick move, Waller.
Well,
yeah.
she knows he's too good of a good guy. So,
So, Blackguard sells them all out, which starts this super huge firefight where, Blackguard's face is shot off. Mongal hops onto a helicopter and starts pulling it down, and it slams into a bunch of trees, which all spike into Captain Boomerang, and then when the helicopter actually crashes, that helicopter falls onto Captain Boomerang. So he's dead. Mongal's in the flames. More fighting is happening, and then Javelin shot, TDK shot.
TDK does the...
Yeah. Yeah, like, it's just, he was hilarious. Like, TDK, go! Yeah, his arms pop off, and then they walk at
the detachable kid.
Yeah. They literally walk up, like, at walking speed, up to these guys with guns and just slap. Not even coordinated either, just...
When they start getting shot.
Yeah. Yeah, he's screaming on the ground as his arms are being shot. It's just best. Let's see. And Javelin is shot a couple times in the chest. And Harley Quinn's barely surviving. Rick Flag's basically knocked out at this point. And Savant runs away. And ends up being exploded.
These are evidence that the bombs are still a thing.
Yep. But then they're never used again. But it's still, he's the proof that they matter still.
Yes. the movie always gets one.
Yeah. And then he gets one. Got a movie. And then that's when we find out about B Squad, which was Bloodsport, Peacemaker,
Ratcatcher 2, Polka Dot Man, and
the Naue.
King Shark.
Yeah. And they go off to start their adventure. And that's when we first find out that Rick Flag's still alive, which starts the fun gunfight. But yeah, I just like that beginning, how it was literally a cold open to them hopping into action, and everyone that we thought was going to be the main characters dies, or almost dies. And then we jump back a few days in the past and set up the actual Suicide Squad.
Yeah. And they do a really good job of it.
So, I mean, did she tell both sides that they were both called Task Force X? I wonder.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're Task Force
100%.
X, and then she flipped the channel. All right, Task Force X.
Bradley D. Baker is the voice of Sebastian.
Voice of Sebastian
The rat.
D. Bradley
I,
Baker.
be-
I mean,
I believe that's the clone guy. Who voices like all the clones.
um,
Oh, my internet's having a problem. Hold on.
I was about
I'm
to
not
say
loading
D.
anything.
Bradley Baker, American voice actor, who is popular for his role in he plays Clone Troopers and Captain Rex. Yeah, Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And
All right,
American
I thought so.
Dad. Yeah. Did SpongeBob. Yeah. I mean, I also loved, speaking of Sebastian, when I not specifically talking about Ratcatcher 2. This is where my mind went. It went to Sebastian the Rat, to then Sebastian the Rat, in that sequence when every single one of the characters was Polka Dot Man's mom, where including Sebastian the Rat had little tiny glasses on its face. Did you see that?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, even the
on.
rat was its mom. It was the fucking mess.
I didn't notice that. I'm gonna pull that up real quick.
And the actress who does his mom freaking nailed it. Let's see here.
Oh, it does have glasses.
Yeah. I can't make it bigger on my screen. But yeah, even the rat has glasses on.
That's great.
And I just fucking love, that's my favorite gimmick in this whole thing. She's everywhere. Like, did you, like, she even has different hair colors for when she's playing all of the dancers in the bar. Like, she has, like, one that's blue hair and one that's pink hair, and one still has, like, a beard. Like, it's just, I just love that. And Polka Dot Man, his ability, his ability is a virus, which I'm pretty sure that's not what it was in the original, which is just a James Gunn
it's
improvement.
not. It's the new.
Freaking awesome. He dies like a superhero.
I'm a superhero.
Flat. I do like the death. It just keeps happening. I especially love the whole like Milton sequence because I was wondering when that guy was gonna die. He shows up in the beginning of the movie for 1 second, literally. He's like, "Where are they?" Points him that direction, and then he doesn't have the camera on him directly for the rest of the movie. He's just in the background following the squad. And then when he dies, it's like, "Who's Milton? What? What?" And I was sitting there like,
he has one moment where the camera's on him.
yeah.
After that, where he's grabbing a shotgun, and Rick's like, "No, that's mine."
Yeah.
Which was implied to be, "No, you're not going with.
Mhm.
You're staying in here, fool."
But he still came with anyways to help plant the bombs. And that what
so
causes
good.
the ultimate end. Which I gotta say, could you imagine? I'm just picturing if this went the way Amanda Waller wanted, which was Starro is released on the world. Which hero do you think would have came first to save the day?
Starro is usually fought by Superman.
So, you think Superman would have shown up to try to defeat this thing?
Yep, and then we end up with a problem because, mind you, Superman would be nerfed if he gets brain controlled because guess what? No heat vision, no cold breath.
That's a good point.
No effective because if you start using cold breath, that's going to start freezing Starro. I'm
I'm also picturing like the little eyeball starting to turn red, and then it like boils, and it's like, oh god.
Yeah, good luck getting it on Superman's face in the first place.
Mm-hmm. But
That's why I like there's a Star Wars that doesn't do that. It just goes around, like it wraps around and can control.
Oh, okay.
That's the one from the Justice League show. Um, that they use. Anyways, yeah, I think Superman would be the one to get there first.
Okay, and then Superman would hopefully save the day.
With Flash running a defense.
Stopping all the things from hitting the people.
Yes, 100%. Cyborg would and Batman would show up around the same time. Wonder Woman would get there a little bit before as well. And now John Jones is there too, because he exists.
How would Wonder Woman get there? Her invisible jet?
Flying.
That's true, she can fly now. Now, in the DC universe. Well, technically it was in 1984 she learned how to fly, but...
Let's not get into it, Steven. Let's not get into how much that movie breaks things. I can't.
Okay.
What the fuck?
See, is there any other specific...
The Harley Quinn scene.
Yeah, go for it.
No, you go first, though, because
Okay.
mine's easy to go back to.
Yeah, so, like, the Harley Quinn scene's totally something we can talk about. I was generally going to talk about... I liked Harley Quinn's development where he ends up killing the president. That was something that I actually enjoyed, where they're setting up that this president is going to be our bad guy, then he's killed, and then our next president is the bad guy. He's the one that we actually care about. And then that president's killed, and then there's a third president who is about to take control before he's killed by the remaining rebel alliance.
Rule of three.
Yes. I love that little fake, though. It's just like, you're the bad guy that we're going to have to take care of. Done. Oh, you're the bad guy now. Okay.
I love how Harley's developed, too. Like,
absolutely. Even to the
God,
point that
dude.
her tattoos have changed. And her
Yeah,
attire
she's-
that she wears changes.
her new fit was fucking dope, dude. The first fit that she had,
Mm-hmm.
that, like, classic Harley look that she kind of had going, while also being, like, modern and, like,
Mhm.
free of the Harley restraint. It's her take on her original costume. You good?
Yeah, it's just really loud motorcycles and music.
Nice.
Surprised you guys didn't hear that.
No, your mic didn't pick it up, at least for my end.
That's why I didn't
Podcast
talk. I was like, Jesus Christ.
But she feels like she's actually developing as a character too through these movies, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, she's been in 3, 4 movies now.
3.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good thing. I would hope she's. I'm glad to see that she has developed. I'm.
Didn't start in a place where we felt like that was going to be the case.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I look forward to is more of Peacemaker, though. I only really want to see another interaction between Bloodsport, and Peacemaker, because I mean, this ends with them shooting at each other, and now I bet Peacemaker's like has a vendetta, but we're never, possibly never going to see that. It depends on the TV show, which.
Great setup for a TV show, by the way. Good job. Like, also, I appreciate that I had no idea what that TV show was going to be until the end, because, like, it was 100%, oh, so it's going to be a prequel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can deal with that. That's interesting. That's a cool choice. And then all of a sudden, just being, like, at that end point of, hi, we're here in a hospital, and immediately going, fucking Peacemaker's alive.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Just fucking awesome. I'm a little bummed because I kind of wish that Flag didn't die. This movie actually makes me like Flag.
Oh, God, right?
But the fight that we got was awesome. I when we were watching the fight between Flag and Peacemaker, I was a little disappointed at the time because I wanted to see the actual fight, and James Gunn decided to start the fight with a symbolic opening of them fighting in the reflection of Peacemaker's helmet, which is supposed to be like a reflection of his character and the things that he'll do to maintain peace because he really likes this guy and he regrets having to kill this guy, but hey, he's got to do it for peace. But I still wanted more, like that opening segment was very symbolic. I was like, but I want to see that actual fight. I want to see the whole fight.
Yeah, true. Still think it was a really cool shot.
It was a really cool shot. It was a very cool shot. But I wanted to see the fight. It's one of those moments that I'm very conflicted about because that's something that doesn't happen often in movies nowadays, where they'll use the reflection as an important thing that matters in these moments. Like the last movie that I remember reflections being really important is Lord of the Rings, where they had the giant ring that they could film reflections off of, so they could see the people and the flames, and yeah.
It's been used since. It has to have.
It's been used, yes, but
Not in that light.
yeah, not in the way that I've enjoyed as much. And still simultaneously hated.
You always get what you want, Steven.
Nope, I don't. I see this name I keep reading here. Like I want to know who this character is. I'm gonna have to Google. Sliced Dome Soldado.
I think that's the guy who gets his head cut in half.
Soldado.
I think that's the guy in the beginning who Boomerang cuts in half, headwise.
I can see that. Maybe, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Soldado, I guess, is the name of the troop. So yeah, I guess that's just the guy who got his head cut in half. He's just higher up in the thing than I thought he'd be because he's above Bloodsport. But it's just because he shows up, I guess, earlier in the cast or in the filming. IMDb is weird.
Sometimes, yeah.
Have you got anything else that you want to talk about?
Not offhand, no.
All right. Then let's wrap this up and head on out to the news.
Sweet. Do you have one that you can do without me real quick while I go check something for a second?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, cool. Because there's one that I know I need to be here for.
Yeah.
For our conversation.
Mm-hmm. So, skedaddle, friend.
I'm going to grab the new light battery.
I have to remember which one it was that I wanted to talk about. Oh, yes, that's right. So, anybody who doesn't remember... But... So, yeah. Everyone has seen The Hunger Games by now, right? Yeah? 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 Awesome. That's good. Yeah. You know they're making the prequel into movies, right? They're doing that. The filming date is coming up, I believe, September of next year. September 2020 is when they plan to start filming. But yeah, they're going to start filming the prequel that was written. I was like something in Songbirds or something. Let me make the camera look awful again just so I can read the title. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Yeah. So that will be coming out in a few years, but you know, for anyone who really liked the Hunger Games and wants to see the prequel, I don't know what it's going to be a prequel of. I think the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, if I had to guess, was how President Snow became President Snow. But that's kind of shitty. I would much rather see like the Hunger Games or Haymitch one. That kind of cool. But that's not what we're gonna get. So that's that. Blinded by the light.
Hey, it's not as bad as your camera gets. All right, I'm back.
All right. I just got done talking about the new prequel movie for the Hunger Games that's going to come out in a few years.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking about, I wish it was, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a prequel of President Snow and how
It's based off that book, yeah.
Yeah. Which is kind of disappointing. I would have much rather see Haymitch and his Hunger Games and how he won his, but whatever. But yeah, the only other news that I wanted to talk about is Spider-Man not having dropped a trailer.
There's a lot of speculation as to what's going on.
Yeah. And earlier today, I showed Dev a couple of fan-made trailer, or a fan-made trailer. That isn't the Marvel Studios account, by the way. It's just a guy who's called himself Marvel Studios.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fan-made trailer, and it was really cool. But yeah, no, they're not. They haven't released a trailer yet for Spider-Man: No Way Home. And if they don't, I'm happy with it. Like, the reason why I'm totally fine is I don't need to see what I like anything before going to the movies. Like, I don't watch the trailers already. I'm going to the movies because they're already movies that we want to see. I don't need to be sold to see more of it. I don't need to see parts of the movie already. I want to see the movie for the first time when I get there. So, if they don't put out a trailer, awesome. Everyone else gets to enjoy seeing everything fresh for the first time when they sit down in the theater seats. That's a different experience than most people have ever experienced. Walking in and not knowing what they're going to get. And I get to do it often, and it's fun.
Fair.
And no preconceived notions and whatever.
Dev likes theorying.
Yeah, you can theorize anything you want. There's still a lot, like, the main reason, me and
All I
Dev...
have to go off of is speculation from toys, Steven.
And that's totally
from
fine.
Funkos.
Like, you got toys, you've got headlines that are released by article, like, different websites. We don't need to see what's happening in the movie. Like, and...
Yeah, but the problem with that is, like, because then I start seeing, because, like, the trailers prevent me from accidentally, because, like, I don't go looking for this stuff, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It usually finds me, and I hate it. But then I start getting the articles of being like, well, this Spider-Man toy reveals a critical part of the story. And I'm like, why are we I get it. We have it on a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So just stop, please. Because that was the problem that happened with the last Spider-Man movie was that, like, in between, like, there was a spell without one of the trailers, and it took a while. And, like, we got so many of those, like, this toy reveals this about the movie. And I'm like, stop talking about the toys. We know not to talk about the toys, don't we? We shouldn't talk about the toys. We know the toys are going to reveal shit because they have to be toys. Stop putting these in articles in my fucking feed. I'm not going to click on it. I don't care. Get it out of my fucking feed.
I like how you're, like, that's such a first world problem. I know what I'm talking about is also a first world problem, but, like, you're like, I don't want to watch. I want trailers so I don't have these shitty articles popping up in my newsfeed. And I'm like,
yes,
I don't want trailers because I don't want any kind of spoiler and any context for the movie. Like,
also, Steven, then I can have another great moment of me predicting something really cool in the movie and being right and being able to go, yes, like I did with the fucking Infinity Stones.
Well, yeah, of course. But we don't need those to enjoy the movies. Like, the
let me have my moments of brilliance.
If you read enough comic books, I'm pretty sure you can figure out anything that comes to these Marvel movies nowadays.
No, that's not true.
Pretty sure. I mean, I have no idea. I'm just saying. But, like, the reason why I, like, and you and I were talking about this a little bit earlier, I honestly am totally fine if they 100% just get rid of trailers. They're freaking Marvel. They have made 20 movies in the last 10 years. They have built up their reputation that it doesn't freaking matter what characters they choose. You're going to go see those movies. A huge portion of an audience are going to go see those movies. So they don't need to advertise these movies anymore. They've done it. It's like people will go see a Christopher Nolan film just because it's Christopher Nolan. People will go see a freaking Tarantino movie because it's Tarantino. People will see a Marvel movie because it's Marvel.
I don't know if it'll work that way though. I don't know if the problem too is Sony doesn't want to do that. This is also Sony's movie,
Yes.
and Sony needs to make money.
And Sony's gonna make money.
They may not make as much without advertising.
That's the debate. Like, how much do you spend
If-
on advertising? About as much, if not twice as much, as it costs to make the movie.
It comes down to buzz, I guess, and we'll see if this no trailer buzz is enough. I guess
I think it will be.
if they go down this route, there's no confirmation that they are going down this route.
Because what they do is they advertise the next movie in the last movie anyways. They'll put it in a post-credit sequence or a mid-credit sequence, which will...
We had no hint at Eternals.
With Eternals? Well, yeah, not with them, no.
And Shang-Chi, we never had a hint at that happening. The only thing we had the hint of the 10 rings, but that was like a different thing entirely that we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but I mean, still, those are like I had mentioned in our conversation. They probably won't in the future if this works out for them. They probably will never do a trailer for a franchise they already have. Like they've already released a trailer for Eternals because we don't know who the Eternals are. They've released a trailer for Shang-Chi because we don't know who Shang-Chi is. But we know who Spider-Man is, so they don't need to release a trailer. Everyone's already excited to see the third Spider-Man movie.
I don't know if that's going to be the route that they take, because also it's not just Marvel Studios.
I hear ya. It's also Sony. But, like, if Sony had more of a lean say, they would have already released a trailer.
Oh, 100%.
So, I don't think Sony has...
But we did, but we only just got our trailer for Venom. And that comes out next month, doesn't it?
Venom...
Or is that 2 months out? I have it on the list. Hold on.
September.
That's barely a month away.
Spider-Man No Way Home. Release date.
We got our first real Venom trailers like 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm. So, if we go off of that logic, you think they're going to release a trailer in October?
I don't know if they'll wait that long. We may, like, the problem is we could get one any fucking day. Legitimately. It's at that point where, like, if we go off of normal movie history, any fucking day a trailer could drop.
You know what? I bet... You know, I just had a thought.
Also, they dropped the Ghostbusters one, too. Because that's Sony as well, right? Yeah.
I just had a thought. This is Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah. And Venom is a Spider-Man villain. And he has a movie 3 months before.
No. We are not connecting these two movies, Steven.
It's gonna be the final scene. It'll be the end credit. Will be an advertisement for Spider-Man No Way Home.
I thought you were gonna connect it by like portals and shit.
No, I mean maybe it's the multiverse of madness.
Let's wait on that, Steven. We still have 2 days before we worry about the multiverse.
Well,
I cannot fucking wait.
I have to.
Watching with your dad?
No, well, yes, but what actually? So this is gonna be a really dumb story. Right, we're in the news and wrap up. So, I use my mom's Disney Plus account, which we use.
Oh.
Yeah, which I use through our cell phone service. My belief is that the last time she used Disney, she hit the log out all computers button, which I'm not sure if that's an option or not, but every single one of the devices in this house are no longer logged into that account. And I can't log into that account without getting the code from her email. And haven't talked to my mom, like directly talked to my mom and had like a nice conversation with her in probably 2 months. So I don't want my first conversation with her to be, "Hi, Mom. Can you log into your email and give me your Disney Plus password? Thanks. Have a good day. Bye." Like, I don't want that to be the conversation. And right now, neither I or my dad can afford a Disney Plus subscription every month. So
You want to watch it together?
maybe. We'll see. I want to watch stuff with my dad, if I'm being honest. But because
Okay.
I'm making up for lost time. Like I do, but I do like watching movies with you too. So, and things with you as well. There are many times where I'll watch something twice, once with you and then once with my dad. I'm still waiting to watch the Suicide Squad with him. I told him he would love it, and he's like, "We'll watch it," and then.
Just waiting on that.
Yeah. So right now I don't really have access to Disney Plus, so I can't watch What If. I can't watch Bad Batch.
If I wasn't mooching off my dad's account from phone service as well, I'd let you use mine.
Yeah. I almost bought the Disney bundle where you can get the Hulu and stuff. But yeah, that's $15 a month, I think, and I just
It's not awful.
yeah. And I like if I would be probably more willing to do it if I didn't just spend the last week home from work sick. And then I think I have to spend this next week off as well because corporate mumbo jumbo. So,
Do you get PTO?
no.
Oh. Or P
I don't get paid time off.
PSO.
I don't get
PSO.
yeah. I don't get any type of benefit
Or PST?
really.
Paid sick time? That's it.
I don't get sick time. I don't get vacation time. I don't get either of those. At least not yet, because I was only considered a part-time employee. Hopefully soon I'll be considered a full-time employee, but that all depends. So it's like the thing that I'm going through right now is last week I was no pay because I'm sick. This week, I think today was technically my last day for the school studio part of my job. And my company is stupid, so they can't just transfer me from this studio to JCPenney as a full-time employee. They have to fire me from the school studio or get rid of me from the school studio, completely erase me from the computer system, and then rehire me to JCPenney at my new rate, at my new title. Which makes absolutely no fucking sense, but that's just how the company works. They, for some reason, don't have a way to transfer people full-time.
What the fuck?
I don't know. My company, the company that I work for, the more and more I learn about them, the more and more I realize how incompetent they are. And, like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the last couple of years that I worked with them, but I need a new job. Like, I need something that's not with the company that I've been working with. Because especially too, I was talking to my family about this. At the school studios division, they're changing how they're paying people, where they're hiring people, new hires who have never touched the camera, for $17 an hour, which is $2 higher than minimum wage makes in our area, which is more than what our veteran school photographers are being paid. They're being paid like $15.50 an hour, and they just recently got a raise to $15.50 an hour. But the new hires are making $1.50 higher than them because they're trying to incentivize the new hires staying.
Yeah. No, I know.
And they've also changed what they have called an incentive-based bonus program, where if you meet a certain criteria, they will actually give you a bonus. Where in the past, you had to enter in a photo to a photography competition throughout the entire nation, and then only the top 10 in the entire nation got a bonus if they won that week. So they're trying to make it so they stop losing employees. But now they're just like trying to get rid of all of their old employees, it feels like. So they can just hire in new people. So yeah, if they want to get rid of me, or if they don't want to treat me the way they're treating new people to try and hire in more people, then I'm gonna get a new job. Like fuck. But until then, I don't have Disney Plus.
Fair enough.
That was a long tangent.
I was gonna say I didn't know what to add to the tangent at this point.
That's my life, and I'm sick. Fuck. You have any other news you want to talk about?
Nope. I think I'm good.
Hang on. Or this happens every time. Right before we close, or right as we close, there's something trending on Twitter. Hang on. Trending. Free Guy is trending.
Let's not worry about that.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't see anything here. Okay. Because that happened last week, where right as we logged off, it was like, some big news happened. Like, fuck, really? Yeah, I don't see anything here. Okay. So, I guess we'll just talk about what's happening next week. Which, next week, we are watching... I don't have the list.
Gamer.
Ah, yes. Gamer and Free Guy.
Yes.
How funny. Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited for that show. I think it's going to be fun. It's, action movie and comedy movie?
Action comedy?
Both based about people being in video games. Or video game characters, technically.
Video game adjacent.
Yeah. So yeah, that's next week. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. We'll see. I got nothing else.
I got nothing else either.
All right, cool. We're done here. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, leave a like, leave a review, all that other fun social media platformy stuff. And we'll see you next week, everybody.
And remember, game on.